Hey guys, it's me, Courtney from Know Your Produce, and today we're going to be making vegan tuna salad. So it's not tuna, but we're actually going to be using chickpeas, so it's kind of like a chickpea salad, but it's going to have those seafood flavors because we're going to be using a little bit of kelp, and then I'm also going to be using flax seeds for omegas, and I also find that it helps it come together a little bit, so I'm going to show you how we do this. First, we're going to take our chickpeas, and we're just going to take a fork, or you can use like a potato masher, and we're just going to mash this up. And if you wanted to take the skin off of the chickpeas, you can totally do that. I just find that it's going to be fine with or without it, so I haven't noticed a difference either way. So I just keep the skins on. It takes a lot of effort to take those skins off, so I just find it's easier to just do it like this. So just mash these up until you get the desired consistency. If you want them a little chunkier, you can make them a little bit more coarse. If you want them really mashed, you can mash them all the way, but just make sure you're not putting it in a blender or like a food processor because it will turn to hummus, and that is not what we're going for. So a fork or a potato masher is the best utensil for this. So you basically want to stop once you see that you have most of the chickpeas mashed. If you have a few halves of them, that's fine. You just don't want big chunks of chickpeas in here, like whole chickpeas. So that looks good to me, and now I'm going to start on my veggies. So now we're just going to chop up some celery. I like to add celery to the salad. I find that it gives a lot of crispiness, just like you would have in a regular tuna salad, and it gives it that flavor as well. All right, so now I just measured out a half a cup, and I'm going to put that into the chickpea mixture. And then we're going to do the same with some red onion. So I'm just chopping this up finely as well. You don't want a huge chunk of onion when you're eating the salad. So not minced, but finely chopped. Okay. Now let's measure this, about half a cup. You could even do a third of a cup if you don't like onions too much. And try not to cry. My eyes are watering right now. Woo! Woo-wee. I just like blink my eyes really fast and blow into them a little bit, and then I'm good. So then we're gonna put the onion in there. And then we're gonna add in some other ingredients. I have a little bit more onion on my board. I'll just add that to the chickpeas. Then I like to add in some fresh herbs. My favorite fresh herb is parsley. I just find it gives it a lot of flavor. Try to remove the stems if you can. If there's big ones, you can remove those. If they're tiny, you can just leave them, they're fine. And this is my favorite fresh herb. It's very flavorful. A lot of people say that they don't taste flavor from parsley. I absolutely taste it. I can smell it. So you're gonna get that fresh herby flavor from parsley. If you don't like cilantro, you can always swap out for parsley. Parsley is definitely flavorful. If you haven't tried it, I definitely think you should try it. I use it in a lot of my recipes. I always have fresh parsley on hand. And then once you have it chopped to your desired texture, just scoop it on up and put it into your bowl. So now we're gonna assemble everything. I have the parsley, I have the celery, red onion, and the chickpeas. We're gonna add in our other ingredients. So the first thing I'm gonna add is the kelp flakes. These are very salty. Let's see, the sodium is 105 milligrams for 1 teaspoon. We're using 1 teaspoon. You could use more if you wanted a little bit more fishy. But just keep in mind, if you wanted to add salt, this is gonna add some salt to it. So we're adding just 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of that. And then I'm also gonna add in some ground flaxseed. If you like to use ground flaxseed, I 100% recommend that you make the ground flaxseed yourself at home. It's so much easier to do in your Vitamix, it's cheaper, and it's fresher. So I grind these every 3 to 4 days because we use it a lot. So just grind that up, and then you can put it into a container. You don't have to buy it ground. Then we're gonna add in our mayo. You could use any plant-based mayo that you like. You could even use like a homemade cashew mayo if you like that. And then finally, a little bit of lemon juice. If you didn't like lemon juice, you could use like vinegar. And then I like to add pepper to taste. So just a little bit of pepper. You could do fresh cracked if you'd like. And then we're just gonna mix this up. So if you wanted to let this set for an hour in the fridge, I usually do that. But since we're doing this on video, I'm gonna show you how it looks right away. So keep mixing it up until everything's fully combined and you see everything is like everywhere, evenly dispersed. And then that is it. And you can enjoy this as is with some crackers on some toast. This is perfect for like breakfast, lunches. You could even use it for dinner. I've even used it and stuffed tomatoes. I don't know, that's a thing. People put tuna salad into tomatoes, and it's really good with this chickpea tuna. But I'm gonna show you how I make my sandwich. So now I'm just gonna put together a sandwich, which is really delicious. I'm gonna cut a tomato. Always use a serrated knife when you're cutting tomatoes. It cuts it much easier. Especially for bread too, like you use a bread knife, it's serrated. And I like to have thin slices, so I'll cut myself 2 thin slices, maybe 3. Look how thin you can cut it with the serrated knife. That's why I love serrated knives, because look, oh my goodness, they're thin. Okay, so first things first, I like to use green leaf lettuce. It's like really curly and pretty. It's perfect for presentation as well, but it tastes delicious. No worries about romaine with all the E. coli scares. And then we're gonna add on our tomato. Maybe I'll use a thick piece too, right in the middle. And then we're gonna top it with our tuna, our chickpea tuna. And you could put as much or as little as you want. Remember, this is a plant protein. Chickpeas are loaded with protein. And just spread it on until the entire sandwich has it for each bite. Top it with the bread, and I did toast this bread, and then you take a bite. It's so good. It tastes just like what I would remember of having a tuna salad sandwich, but it's with chickpeas. It still has that plant protein. We hope you like and enjoy this recipe as much as we do. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and drop us a comment below and tell us what you think of this sandwich. See you soon. It's really good. I love it.